Hey, welcome back to Waking the Mystic, where we celebrate who and what we are. Today's conversation talks about the many selves that we inhabit. We are sitting in a room with all of the selves from the beginning of our birth to where we are now. And it asks us to see if we are actually separate from those selves and what those selves have contributed to who we are now. And that we aren't separate from our 7-year-old self, our 14-year-old self, our 30-year-old self. These are all aspects of who you are now. And then it's taken to a much broader perspective, a broader scale. And your ancestors and those that have accumulated wisdom along the way, your younger self would look at you as a much wiser and more experienced person. So it's the concept to understand then is everything is one. It is one big beingness. Anyway, give it a listen. It's always interesting to hear a much broader perspective because it makes you think. And I do like to explore the deeper levels of consciousness. So anyway, it's my take. You take what you wish and leave what doesn't work for you. Thank you.
Imagine yourself sitting in a room with each version of yourself from your lifetime, starting with birth at 7-year increments. Find these selves you were and have them join you. How do they appear to you? Can you imagine what it is like to be them now? Can you appreciate all they contributed to who you are now? They look up to you as one that is wiser, more experienced and knowledgeable. What would you say to them? Is there compassion for their understanding at the time they existed? Can you see how they are, but aspects of the current awareness of yourself? Each played an important role in who you are sitting here now. Some of them were joyous and playful, some confused and afraid, lonely and depressed, excited and creative. The list continues, but each of you is an important part of the whole you, the Holy Spirit of you. As you sit in this room, look behind you. There are generations of yourself looking toward you at your current level of understanding with love and compassion, for you also contribute to who they are now. The generations preceding you are infinite, you see. Your soul encompasses all aspects of who you are as a total being. None of these are separate from you. They are what make up who you are. Is there a separation from you as you were 10 years ago? The only difference is your perception, your level of consciousness. You may say you are not these people now, but they are a part of who you are. Each beautiful aspect can be seen with great love and compassion for how you sit today at your current level of understanding allows you to accept yourself totally. The totality of the self encompasses each unique aspect of you. Each aspect was limited in its understanding at the time, but it has morphed into what you are today. As you look to your higher self, your God self, and those with wisdom beyond your current understanding, know that they view you as you do those aspects of self you see now. What would you say to your 21-year-old self? What would you say to your 7-year-old self? What would you say to the self you were but a year ago? Can you understand the concept of the one is the all and the all are the one? We are one totality experiencing the many. These fractions of the self blend seamlessly into one another, creating what is aware now. They are characteristics of the one experiencing what appears to be separate selves. But how can this be so? The infinite self knows no boundaries, you see. Can you say this was who I was then and calculate the exact cutoff from then until now? Of course, then is now. So, you may extend this room of selves outward to all sentient beings. Although they may exhibit vast differences from the one aware of these words, they are but fractionations of the one being.